Hey guys, my name is Sam Fassler. A lot of you might know me since you're probably just seeing this on my Facebook, but I'm going to be starting a new show. It's going to be a daily show about music news, mostly coming out of Minnesota. I'm going to be putting it on YouTube and my Facebook. So if you want to keep up with it, go ahead and subscribe or just add me on Facebook, follow me on Facebook, and you'll find it here. Mostly what I'm going to be talking about is Minnesota bands, concert announcements, music release announcements, anything like that, mostly revolving around Minnesota music. That includes bands, photographers, rappers, digital artists, whatever. And if there's news and I want to talk about it, maybe you want to listen. With that, let's just jump right into it. The first thing I really want to talk about is a big announcement that came out yesterday, and that is Your Memorial has announced their farewell tour. Right now, they have announced 4 dates of it. They did mention that there was going to be another handful of shows added to that. As of right now, they have Chicago, Kansas City, Omaha, and their last final show, which is a banger, in St. Paul at Amsterdam. Supporting them on that tour is Earthgroans and In Search of Solace. It's going to be a pretty sick lineup. Your Memorial's final run, In Search of Solace, it's a pretty big run for them, and then Earthgroans, who have been just grinding as hard as they possibly can. Those guys have been killing it, so go check out those shows if they're coming near you. Definitely check out the show at Amsterdam if you live in Minnesota. That's going to be a big one. We got Hands playing that, Everything in Slow Motion, Skyhaven, Author. It's gonna be insane. Definitely recommend that show. In other non-show related news, Ghostie, a new pop project out of Minnesota, is looking for a bassist. So this group is Cameron McDonald's little baby. He started it as a solo project. He now has 2 backing members, a drummer and a guitarist, both faces that you're probably familiar with if you've been to local shows. Go check that out. Adam and Varick both played in various other projects in Minnesota, so definitely go check that out. But they are looking for a bassist. I highly recommend their single that they just came out with. Is the first single as a full group, and that's called Famous. They have a music video out for it. Give them a listen, and if you're interested in playing for that group, hit them up. They're going to go places, I guarantee it. They're a phenomenal group of musicians. Now, this next bit of news isn't really news because it's been out for a long time. Everybody probably knows about it. But Top Secret Metal Fest 3 is happening this Saturday at an undisclosed location. If you're not familiar with it, Top Secret Metal Fest is top secret because they do not tell you the location of the venue until 24 hours before. Somewhere in Minnesota, I'm assuming it's around the metro. I don't know. A lot of the bands don't know where it's going to happen, but it's somewhere in Minnesota. That gets announced on Friday, and the show happens on Saturday. As you can see here, the list of bands is just incredible. Barrier, Earthgroans, Reaping Asmodea, Soulkeeper, Zealot. Milestone is up there as well. They're going to be their last show, so it's going to be a really big one for them. Go send those guys out in style. Very talented group if you haven't heard them yet. Make sure you go check that out because it'll be the last time you get to hear them. Bunch of really good bands. Death Wish is from Omaha, Nebraska. They're going to be driving up for that show. They're playing pretty early, so get there pretty early. Those guys will tear your face off. They're doing a small run with Zealot that weekend, so go check them out. Another show I want to touch base on, it's not really news because, again, it's been released and it's been announced for a while now. Nanashi is finally having their EP release show. They released their EP on July 7th. It is called The Marks You Left on Me. Very good EP, very solid. Those guys never disappoint. Their EP release is coming to Opinion Brewery with Unturned, Wolfskin, Nomad, and Nehemiah and Company. So it's going to be a stack show. Go check that out and go pick up their EP. If you haven't listened to it yet, go to their Facebook, go find it. It's very, very good. And here's some late news because the show hadn't existed yet, but today at 6 o'clock, The Garage is putting on a fundraiser. It's called Back in My Day. It's a fundraiser. It's not actually at The Garage. It is at a place called Public Functionary in Minneapolis. There's going to be live music, food, drinks, all that good stuff. It's $15 to get in. You get a free raffle ticket with that. They're going to be raffling off some stuff. This is going to help raise money for the venue and for different costs. Not fully sure. You're going to have to go to the event to find out or click on the link in the description here. To keep a venue the size of The Garage open with no alcohol sales and keeping it all ages all the time is an incredible feat. So go check that out. There is a donation page if you can't make it to the event. Definitely worth checking out. The Garage has been one of my favorite places to play. There's no place quite like that, The Garage, and I would hate to see it go. So go check it out, at least see what you can do, and just support your local venues because they're leaving left and right, and they're always on the verge of possibly leaving. So make sure you support local venues, support local music, and go check out that event if you can. And the last thing I want to talk about is a little segment. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but it's about music that's not from Minnesota that'll be in Minnesota soon. Today I want to talk about a band called Alleys. They did a split EP with Pierre in 2016. It's very, very good. They're going to be playing in Minnesota on Saturday the 5th. They're bringing City Cop from Ohio with them. Also playing their locals Unturned and In Lieu. So it's a very, very good show. Supposedly the Broke House, a house in Minneapolis that hosts various amount of shows, is going to be closing down. This is going to be one of their last shows. So go check that out. It's just another venue closing down, which is a total bummer. But check out Alleys. They're super talented. The other groups on that show are very, very talented as well. So go check that out. Link is in the description below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any suggestions on what I should do tomorrow or the next day or whatever, different segments I can do, or maybe a news topic I can cover or whatever, let me know. I'm just kind of making things up as I go, and maybe this show will form into something solid and cool over the next couple weeks. Maybe it won't. Maybe it'll fizzle out. But you will have to be here to find out. Thanks, guys.